All right, let's see if we can't build some biochemical sculptors. We're gonna need that. Oh, they're right here. Oh, are they already being built? They are, and they are. Are they already filled? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 800. Okay. So is that 1,000? Nope, that's not 800. That's 400. I can do math. So that's 800. So that's 1,000. Okay, cool. They're already getting made, so that's exciting. Y'all be constructing. Go for it. Go for it. Then we just got to do the 2 things after you. What are biochemical sculptors used in? Nothing. It's just a project part. That's good. So what about this next one? We're probably just waiting on the stuff from the unlock. Snuffles. Uh-oh. Ryan's so much closer than I thought. Snuffles. Uh-oh. 100, 200, 300, 400. Snuffles always makes me so scared. There's 50 in there, but... Comma for something earlier. You don't know when? Uh-oh. Ryan, did I ever tell you about the time I played games with Evo, the roommate, and Void, and they all said it was obvious I was old? That's rude. How was it obvious, though? In what way? In what way? I mean, like, you probably were obvious about it, but what did you do? What? I think it's almost worse that I don't even know. Did you tell them the story about how you used to print out pictures of your Disney Channel crushes and put them on your little Barbie in your Barbie house posters? You pasted them along the inside of the wall. No? And they were like, "What's a Barbie? What's a Disney Channel?" God forbid a girl has whimsy. God forbid a girl has crushes. Wait. RCUs. How's this looking? That's an empty something. And it ain't what I thought it was. Is that empty computers? No. Is it empty crystal oscillators? What's happening here? That's the wrong thing being empty. That's crystal oscillators. Still working, so it's not that empty, but... You're all green, so things are good, but you're about to run out, right? Yeah, so you're still missing all clad aluminum. Okay. So, sorry, aluminum casing. So it's still aluminum casing, but it might eventually also be... Barbie spans generations. It's true. That was a bad example. It was a really bad example, actually. Aluminum casing. Wait, nope. Aluminum casing, we've determined the issue is just aluminum ingots coming in. Aluminum ingots coming in, we determined was an issue with silica. It looks pretty good right now. There are definitely some gaps, though. What are the gaps for? Pretty good. I don't know that we're going to make that much better right now. Is crystal oscillator, like, not working fast enough? It's missing, like, quartz? Why is there no fucking quartz coming? That's weird. Right? Where's my quartz supply from? Okay. I guess we're going to go check on our quartz supply. Thought it was just a belt right here. Oh boy, it is a belt right there. Where the fuck is our quartz coming from? I mean, this is the slowest production of all time, so it is 4 constructors making quartz crystal. I guess that is pretty slow. Why is it slowed down? Oh no, it's underclocked because these belts are so slow. That's funny. Okay. Well, we'll set it back to normal speed, and then we're going to speed all this shit up. Oh my god, those are Mark II belts. This was so long. This was so long ago. Holy cow. Back when we built this, Mark II was our speed. At least it's the speed I decided on for the build. Oh my god, this is the one that comes from all the way over on the other side of the fucking planet. Oh no. Welcome back. I'm being targeted again. Carly, speaking of targeting, can I ask you a question? It's a good start, right? I'm frightened, but sure. So, So you're into Pokemon Go and Pokemon TCG Pocket now, right? What happened? What got you into these illustrious Pokemon collecting thingies? It's such a weird thing to do, but I guess we're just going to do it. I don't think I will ever need more than a Mark 6 belt. So if we just go and take care of this. The freaks, you know? Yeah. I saw Carly was saying that she's collecting the freaks. The freaks being the Pokemon. I heard some dude did a Pokemon Nuzlocke on stream. I don't think it could possibly have been that. Carly does not respect me enough for that to have been the change. I started Violet, and it was a slippery slope. Are you playing Violet? Like, still? It's a slippery slope, brother. What if we hit you with a little Mark 3 here? You're at 240 per minute. Never mind. This is just Mark 2. 600. Mark 3. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, we'll never, ever, ever need more again. Your streams influence me. The dingus has influenced me further. Luke. I have it in a week or so. Gotcha. I'm just happy you're playing Pokemon TCG Pocket because we all need... Everybody needs a friend who gets into a collecting game a little bit later than they did. So we can just offload on you all of our shitty cards. You know? And be like, look at my cool collection I've got. I've played it since day one. Carly, don't trade with him? No, I want to offload. I want to give you cards. I want to trade. I want a Shuckle card. That's the only card I'm rooting for. The weird little... That's a weird little guy. It's a little freak. Shuckle. Oh my god, I'm experiencing... I'm gonna vomit, but that is the fastest way to move around the town. Holy shit. Don't look, chat, but it's crazy. Crouching works too. That probably works better. Yeah, there's no way they could have made belts faster than this. This is too fast. This is the worst roller coaster of my life. I mean, it's a great roller coaster. It's just, it's scary. Okay, we should build a lot more of these. I love roller coasters. Oh, man, I am not a roller coaster person. I think we probably ought to honestly tear this shit down. Yeah, we're tearing this shit down. This is not going to cut it. This is not going to cut it. We need to build a smelting a situation for this. So I have a blueprint, right? Is it for the... It's a 2-ingredient assembler. Smelter array. I don't have one for just plain old... Constructor. Here and I are huge roller coaster fans. We'll ride over and over. Megan is too. I am... That is not me. I don't know. Something about just being queasy on purpose is like... not my favorite thing in the world. You know? Just something about it. We want it this high? Probably want it this high, right? It never made me very queasy except one, and I hated it. Oh boy. Yeah, I get queasy so easily. That's how I feel about drinking. Yeah. Makes sense. Meanwhile, I'm cool with the spinny stuff and all that, but I don't like heights. Heights I'm pretty cool with. It's the, like, stomach dropping out of your body feeling that I'm less into. I was told roller coasters would break my neck, so for some reason I'm not allowed to ride them. SMH. Yeah. That's crazy, Carly. So for some reason... SMH. It's so weird. So random. Okay, it's way too late game for this, but we are going to establish a blueprint for... Smelting. Sorry, for a single item constructor. No, did anybody else have the experience where, as a kid, you're like, I want to be an astronaut. Then you ride a roller coaster and you're like, never mind, I'm good. I was fully like, I loved space as a kid, and I still love space, but I loved space as a kid, and I was like, I am so ready to go to space someday. Oh, I have the stomach of... I have the constitution of a Victorian man. A Victorian child. A sick Victorian child. Never mind. I will be staying on Earth. I wanted to be a teacher until I realized how overstimulating kids are. Oh, man. That's another great way to have your dreams dashed. Eva, would you ever be a professor? Would you ever like teach at a higher education or secondary education? I was never interested in going to space until I played Kerbal Space Program. For some reason, that was the thing that made it appealing. The problem of it, maybe? Dude, Kerbal Space Program is fucking awesome. I think this is going to work, but I don't know for a fact. I wouldn't mind higher education. No, like, crazy burning interest in it, though. What did you want to be when you were a kid? I definitely had moments where I wanted to be an astronaut. I definitely wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a librarian. Carly says Evo does have teacher energy, in my opinion. Carly, please explain yourself. I'd love to hear you put into words what that means to you. Evo has teacher energy. I'd love to hear. Luke agrees. Luke, I'd love to hear in your words what that means. I've never dreamed of labor is an amazing comment, Catilla. Evo is super patient and good at explaining things. What's the word? Backstep? Luke is like backpedaling. That's what it's called. Backpedal, backpedal, backpedal. One time I offhandedly said, I don't know how nuclear energy works. Evo spent a half hour explaining it and sent sources. That's amazing. That is amazing. I've never dreamed of labor is so good, too. Wait, where is it? Should be in here, right? Instructor. Down here. Done. Instructor line. Does it line up, though, is what I kind of want to know. Build mode auto connect. This is the moment of truth. It's hard to tell. That lines up. Oh, I did not do any power lines. Whoops. Evo's smart and cool and also nice. I do think they'd be a good teacher. Dang, I was really trying to throw you guys underneath the bus here, and you guys all turned it into compliment hour. Wow. Compliment hour. One, two, three, four, five. Ooh, that's awkward. 5 is not great numbers for this. Gonna make it ugly. Sorry, Ryan, we like our friends. Yeah, how fucking dare you? Nerds. My mom never pressured me to become a doctor or lawyer. She just wanted me to be a flight attendant so she could get flying benefits. That did not happen. But I do work as a product designer in the airline industry, but as a contractor. So, sorry, Mom, no flying benefits. I love that. What a funny and kind of lovely, like, my wish for my child. I wish that they would get those sweet, sweet airline benefits. Hi, OctaClink. How's it going? Okay, so what do we got here? That's the wrong... That's what we need. Instructor line to here. We got auto connect on. If we... That auto connects at all three. Perfect. Done. Then I just need to power between the two. Perfect. And we can take this to somewhere else that has power. I don't know where that would be. Right there. Hey, these are turned on. They currently don't have a recipe. Did anyone see the moon eclipse or whatever? No, I didn't know there was one. Those airline benefits are pretty good, though. We're using a relative's benefits to turn a 2.6K trip to a $500 one. Oh. We're, you know, what's going on with Southwest? They're, like, completely changing their system up, right? Megan and I have flown Southwest forever. We need to make quartz crystal here. And that is, like, a huge change they're making. I think there's, like, no more free bags. Like, no more of their weird, boarding system. Southwest is always a little outlier, though, you know? Oh my god, I didn't even build foundations underneath you guys. Oops. Is it assigned seating? Is that what it is? Yeah. I think it's assigned seating. No more, like, weird boarding in order. I'm about to get myself stuck down here. There we go. Okay, let's do this. Put a little merger on you. Is it ugly? Yes. Does it work? Yes. So it's not ugly. We do need to put a little bit in the dimensional depot. So I think you were going right here. I think this was the path. Every airline is like this, Ryan. It's not just Southwest. They make the tickets seem cheap until you book it and realize you have to upgrade to even pick a seat. Oh, yeah. I think the change that is like... No, I did not feel like Southwest was, like, inherently different. I did feel like we were sort of getting away with something by having a Southwest credit card and using the Southwest credit card benefits for a while. I feel like that was the thing that is also changing, and in a way that is like, I feel like we're, which is, you know, I'm not upset about. I'm not like saying how dare they. I'm saying the end of an era. The end of an era. I feel like the Southwest credit card was kind of goated for a while. Okay. That should be enough of that to solve whatever random problem we were having. I really don't think we need that much quartz crystal. But now let's check on how we're doing on the things we were going to put in the hub. Supercomputers and turbo motors. The no assigned seat thing always stressed me out so much. My anxiety hates not having control. Okay, so hear me out. I see your no control equals anxiety, and I raise you Megan's method, which is that for years, here's how Megan and I have traveled. We flew Southwest basically only. We had the Southwest credit card. So I think it's like 2 free bags per person checked, so that was great. Seating on Southwest, if you check in 20, you can start checking in for your flight 24 hours before your flight took off. So, Megan would set a timer on her phone 24 hours before. You would log on. You would get us our boarding. So the earlier you check in, the better boarding spot you get. The better boarding spot you get, you basically get your pick of where you sit on the plane. We get a super early boarding spot most of the time. And occasionally people would pay for the upgrades so that they could actually prioritize where they were sitting, which is fine. That happens. We weren't going to do that. But we would generally board the plane in the first 60 people, 30 people, probably most of the time. She gets an aisle seat. I get the middle seat, or she gets a window seat. I get the middle seat beside her. Sometimes we get lucky and our row wouldn't fill up. Sometimes not. But the no control thing is awesome if you have a person in your life who is like dedicated to checking in 24 hours, not 23 hours and 59 minutes before, but 24 hours before directly every single time. It was great. It was so good. Megan was so good at it. It's not, and to be clear, it was probably unhealthy because Megan has the type of anxiety which is like the more control she gets, the more in control her anxiety is. But then all of a sudden, we're backpacking on a trip in the Grand Tetons in Wyoming. We don't have service. Meg can't check in on her flight. She spends the next 2 hours of our hike. We spend the next 2 hours of our hike trying to check in with no service. Finally get checked in. We're like C60. We're like, well, I guess we're not even going to sit together on this flight. This isn't going to work. We're fucked. Et cetera, et cetera. It works. Meg's anxiety is amazing because when it works, it works. Like her executive function, when it works, it is killing the game. We have 167, which is we needed 163. Perfect. A free-for-all is precisely what Southwest was doing. Some people liked it, but in my opinion, it was terrible if you ever don't get your first pick of seat and have to ask people to sit with them. Yeah, I honestly don't think it was that bad. I am amazed that they kept it up for so long because I think like it was kind of a miracle that it worked. But I honestly kind of think it worked. I'm sure it depended a lot on like. I'm sure it worked better. I needed more than that. I needed 200. In some places than in others, etc. Like, I'm sure no one was more annoyed about Southwest's seating situation than the flight attendants who were dealing with it and solving problems and all that shit, but it was basically a game, and if you were interested in playing the game and playing it well, like Megan, you could win at the game. But I'm not surprised to see it go by the wayside. I mean, I'm not interested in playing. Totally. Boarding earlier is risky because then a random person can sit next to you and tell you about their multi-level marketing scheme. Boarding later is better. So here's my thought: boarding later or boarding earlier, chat, on an airplane. What do you think? What's your take? Beautiful. Hit that big red button. Quantum encoding.
Milestone reached. This is not a competition, but other pioneers, such as 83CKY and U531355, had already completed project assembly by this point. FICSIT was obviously wrong about you, but perhaps so was
that
I.
Leet?
Regardless,
Useless and Becky?
You have finally unlocked the quantum encoder, which requires vast fluctuating power and excited photonic matter to produce highly complex parts. Do not make the same mistakes managing the resulting dark matter residue as you did other byproducts. Project part number 11, the AI expansion server, is now your highest priority. Galaxy-wide project management is taxing to even the most advanced among us, especially those who have to manage the less advanced. Like kittens and puppies, who are definitely still waiting for you to save them.
Who are definitely still waiting. I used to be like Megan, but now I deal with my anxiety by throwing money at it for upgrades or driving instead of flying. Megan just has the worst case of like travel, like not the worst case. And it's one of those weird ways where anxiety is helpful, right? Megan is like an excellent test taker. Megan is excellent at understanding like systems with rules because she is anxious about them. And so she puts a lot of effort into understanding them and to benefiting from them. And so she's really good at it. I tend to be more like laid back, more go with the flow, which means I have less smooth. I often have less smooth like boarding and all of that stuff, packing and less like perfect itineraries. But I also am not like jarred by interruptions to that or anything like that. I feel like for a plane, early boarding is better. But only in a situation where you can sit at the front of the plane. Early boarding is better, but only in a situation where you can also exit the plane earlier because you boarded earlier, aka the old Southwest style, or like if you board early, you sit towards the front of the plane, you can leave the front of the plane easier. I also think boarding early is great when you have two people. Not great when you have one. Not important when you have one person. If you're flying alone, board late. You can sit anywhere. If you're flying, if you're boarding early with two people, very nice to board early, make sure everything is settled. You know, the chaos of trying to board late with two people is just annoying. Blueprint Designer Mark III is probably what we should go for. We can do everything here other than neural quantum processors, which we're going to have to figure out in this quantum encoder in just a second. Be great if we could get on board with high-speed trains in the States. Here we are, but here we are. But here we are. Okay, so we just unlocked quantum encoders. Was there a single other thing on there? There's dark matter residue, which is a liquid, which is going to be the problem of it. Quantum encoder is the machine. Power usage extremely unstable. So let's just go down this list because this is the way I like to do it. Dark matter residue. Okay, hold up. Dark matter residue is made from wait. Dark matter residue is used in Okay, hold up. We're gonna have to put our brain around this. Add a kid to the mix, things get more stressful. It's true. Have you flown with L already? I have, yeah. We have. We've been lucky. We've flown a couple times. And we're in October, we're gonna fly. Well, actually, once in late September and once in October. No, one of those trips we're not taking her. Actually, never mind. I'm flying with her in like 2 weeks. So I've never flown with a toddler. I've flown with a baby and a little bit older of a baby, and now we have a toddler, and I'm fucking terrified. I'm fucking scared. Carly moved from Pennsylvania to Florida via Amtrak. I didn't know that. Used the Amtrak for the move. What went wrong? It left a lot to be desired. What went wrong? Particle accelerator to make dark matter crystal. This is just diamonds, which is a bunch of coal, 20 to 1. And then dark matter residue. Sorry, dark matter residue. Which is produced as a byproduct, or I can make it directly via reanimated SAM to make dark matter crystal. But then dark matter crystal can also be shoved back into synthetic power shards with quartz crystal with excited photonic. We have to figure out how to make this. It's just made? It's just made from what? Nothing? In a converter? What? Superposition oscillator is this thingy. Excited photonic matter and dark matter crystal. So this is all like looping on itself in interesting ways. Excited photonic matter. AI expansion server. This is what we need for the thing. Takes magnetic field generators. Maybe we should start with neural quantum processors. What does that take? Those are mostly things I can make. God damn it. Minus the... Oh boy, this is interesting. What do I do with you? Excited photonic matter is essential for all production processes in the quantum encoder, formed in the converter by inducing intense photon interactions through exposure to SAM in a high energy environment. Do I know what a converter is? This thing. Okay, yeah. So you're telling me one of these just makes? I'm missing RCUs. I can't even make it. It was December in the middle of the night. They gave our accessible seats away. No, they weren't going to let us on the train until my mom threatened to call the news. So we had to spend 18 hours essentially sitting in the aisle. Our accessible van was already on the way to Florida. They didn't take us. If they didn't take us, we would have been completely stranded. Holy shit. Wow. That's nuts. I have 0 RCUs again, so we should probably just figure that out before we do anything else. I might have to get off here in a couple minutes anyways. And the reason we don't have any of this is just the usual. These things are slow to make. Probably a good place to put at least a couple of these summer sloops for now. Waiting on aluminum casing, which is waiting on aluminum ingots. Oh, it takes 4 per machine to make these. God damn. If you're going to summer sloop something, I think you should probably also power shard it so that it's going quicker and going faster to make more of them. And this thing is now making 10.9 per minute, where before it was making 2.5. Still not a lot different for the cost, but... How many summer sloops are out there on the map? Three in that area alone. 4 in this area. It's not that many, though. It's really not that many. Not a crazy number. 6. I mean, this aluminum is just a problem, huh? Although it's not the only problem. Something else. Is this oscillator still? Oscillators is still maybe not being made fast enough. I can't tell. It's weirdly caught like halfway through the belt. By the way, since you're trying to finish in 10 days, do you know what exactly beating the game means? What do you need to get done? My assumption is that I need to, right now in the upper right-hand corner, there are 4 items with numbers listed beside them. I need to put all of those items into our space elevator and shoot it into space. And I think that's basically it. I think that's basically it. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but that's my thought. So I need to think about this real quick. What are some things I might end up doing off camera before Wednesday to make this even better? I'm probably going to end up upgrading a shit ton of stuff to Mark 6, including our train stations. That might involve like rebuilding. So just a small disclaimer, if you're watching this and you're like, Ryan, you're not going to make it. I might not. But I may spend some time off stream doing stuff that is uninteresting, aka like ramping up our aluminum scrap production or our silica production and our trains that have both of those. So that on camera I can do more interesting things. It's just like basically copying and pasting down things we've already built, but I may even collect some summer sloops or something off camera. We'll see. Probably not, but there's a possibility. Right now where we're at is basically needing... We have like no RCUs. Let me just double check that this is... Yeah. I mean, we have 10 in this thing, but I don't know why. We should just break this thing down. None in here. It's just the overflow. They're being produced so slowly. And it's not computers either, it's the other stuff. We should have more of these machines running. We have 8, and we probably should have more. We have 8 machines, only probably 5 of them are running. Might be like blueprints. Well, this will just be the end of the tutorial. It might be. It might be. I may not be as close as I think I am to done. So we'll see. I don't know. I could be farther away than I think. Don't know. Hard to tell. But this is probably actually a decent place to call it in just a second. At least we have enough power. I'm pretty sure we have enough power. We should check on that. To see what... If we have enough power, then we can leave the... Yeah, we do. Still making 45,000 megawatts, which hopefully means our uranium fuel rods are keeping up. Then we could potentially leave the factory running overnight or something to like make a shit ton of a material that we would need. So cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here for stream today. And we're going to come back tomorrow. Or sorry, we're going to come back Wednesday. And work on another... We have the power that we need, and we got one of the phases done. Sorry, one of the tiers done. One of these. Milestones, not tiers. Tiers are this. I am a little bit nervous that there are 9 tiers, but technically it's 10 tiers, right? Because it starts with, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Technically it's 10 tiers. It starts with tier 0 instead of tier 1. That's good. There you go. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out unlocking the others of these, but maybe we work on this one so we can make a portal. I don't know. That's a problem for Wednesday. Cool. I'm going to call it there. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Yeah, Evo's killing it with the dockets. It's true. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you guys. It was good to be back. It was so good to be back. Good to be back and just on our bullshit, talking about random stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for all the love and the fun convos, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying something on YouTube if you're watching either Blueprints or Majora's Mask or Silksong or something from the backlog. And if not, we're going to play some Chill Satisfactory for about a week and try and bang our head through a brick wall to finish this game. Bye, Streamer Dingus, and Chat Dinguses as well. Bye, Dinguses. Bye, Dinguses. Y'all are the dingus, not me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.